Well, folks, first things first, the calf feels a lot better. If you watched the last video, you know that we ran into a little bit of pain, a little bit of discomfort. Doesn't seem to be an injury because I squatted yesterday, did our volume squats, and things went pretty well. So we are going to continue the plan as if nothing ever happened. Best case scenario, thank you all for the well wishes. Everything's going well. We are right on track. We're going in today to bench and deadlift. I'm switching the plan up just a little bit from what is written. It is written that you squat and you bench on this plan. And I think for a lot of people, that works really well. But unfortunately, I'm learning about myself that if I squat heavy or with a lot of volume, the bench training that comes after that is garbage. I cannot get my elbows to feel even remotely good. I cannot figure out my shoulders. And so the bench press training that comes after squat training is always subpar, which may be a reason why my bench press has been lagging behind. So what we're gonna do is take the bench press training and put it in front of the deadlift training, which I think will work because that's the way the competition's gonna flow. And my deadlift recovers better than a lot of people's deadlift. So we're gonna give it a shot. Today we're going in, we've got triples on the bench and we've got triples on the deadlift. There's some accessory movement that I do not remember, but we're gonna go in, we're gonna warm up for bench and we'll get to it. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys when we get in there.
Not bad at all with the bench press, feeling pretty good. Bicep hurts just a touch, but elbow's good, shoulder's good. So take that as a win. We're going into deadlifts now. I'm trying to take a little bit more of a break in between, just kind of reset like I talked about in the last vlog, just feeling out the distance in between attempts because that really set me off last time. But yeah, nothing really to report. Bench feels pretty dang good. So we'll see if the experiment of moving bench to deadlift day works for the deadlift because I don't feel super fatigued. So let's see. I haven't deadlifted in like a week and a half. Okay. Iffy. Yikes. Fall back. I'll take it.
Well, there you have it, folks. Clearly, rumors of my demise have been greatly exaggerated. Things went really well. Deadlifts went really well. Feeling very good with the progression that we are making on this program. Knock on wood that the calf ankle area stays good, but I've gone through a couple more training sessions as I'm recording this, and things are still feeling pretty good. So for today's topic of the day or question, whatever, we're going to talk a little bit about choosing the best weight class for you to compete in. This is something that trips a lot of people up because usually people come to the sport of powerlifting with a top-down approach, meaning they've seen somebody lift a ton of weight on Instagram and they look into their profile and they see, oh, he or she competes in powerlifting. That's really cool. And then they get exposed to this idea of weight cuts or staying in a specific weight class or whatever it is, and they think they need to translate over to the way that they choose a weight class and compete in a specific weight class. I think this is completely backwards. If you are someone who is just dipping their toes into the sport of powerlifting, the last thing that you need to be thinking about is whether or not you should cut weight for a meet, or how you're going to water cut, or how you're going to cut weight. That is just superfluous. That is noise that you do not need in your first peek into a meet. In your first couple peeks into a meet, I think it can be pretty detrimental. Speaking from personal experience, as I came back to the sport of powerlifting, if you've been following this channel, you know that I competed in 2022 and I competed at the 110 kilogram weight class, which is 242 pounds. I'm a big boy. I carry a lot of weight. Right now I'm walking around plus 300. To be at 242 was a big strain on myself. I water cut about 20 pounds and it wrecked me. I think it definitely had a hand in the poor meet performance that I had for that meet. So personally for this meet, the goal was to compete at 125, 275 pounds, but even that has been pretty unattainable, I think is the best way to put it. There's been a lot of stressful situations going on in my personal life that have, kind of hindered me from having the diet experience that I would want to. Could I have put my head down and really cut weight and really gotten into that weight class? Yes, of course. So I'm making a little bit of an excuse for myself by saying I'm just going to compete in the weight class above me. Sometimes that happens. I think it is invaluable just to go through the competitive process without having to worry about these extensive weight cuts that a lot of the top end of the sport have to do because they're going for qualifying world totals. They're going for world records in a specific weight class. You are most likely not doing that in your first, second, or third meet. If you are, then congratulations, you are the top of the top genetically getting into this sport and you will go a long way. Most of us in the middle of the bell curve are just trying to put kilos on our total to get better personally and maybe are not competing for these world records that require such a deep weight cut to get into a specific weight class. So, main message. Find a weight class that is closest to your weight class that you normally walk around in. If you're competing in a federation with a 2-hour weigh-in, then definitely find a weight class that is right there where you are walking around. If you're competing in a 24-hour weigh-in, you may have a little bit of wiggle room, but even then, I think it's more important to focus on your training, your sleep, adequate stress relief, because you do not know how difficult a meet prep can be until you do it. If you get through your first meet prep and things are pretty easy without having to diet or cut weight, then maybe the next time you can add another layer of complexity with a weight cut protocol or even a diet down to another weight class. But I implore you, and everybody says this, the first time you compete, just compete at the weight that you're walking around in, that you don't have to do any diet manipulation. You will be better for it. Okay, now that I've said all that, I understand none of you are gonna listen to me, so click on this video right here to learn about the water cut protocol that I used for my last meet. It's an effective water cut. I cut about 25 pounds. Give it a go if that's what you want, but I'm really telling you, you don't wanna do that. Thank you so much for watching. Get strong and stay strong.